Welcome to our new, How Strong is series, where I will discuss how strong is a champion, and also give you a guide on how to play effectively with the said champion. For this episode we will be talking about Amumu, the sad mummy. Let's get right into it. Amumu is one of the most basic champions you can play. Yet he is very effective, and a proper set from Amumu can easily win the game for your team. Amumu has great potential to snowball a game and also has a great comeback potential in a losing game. Amumu is a tank champion that mainly deals magic damage and is most effective played as a jungler. He provides good crowd control and consistent damage for your team. His kit is also mainly an area of effect or AoE. Amumu's passive is called Cursed Touch. Basic attacks from Amumu curses the target. Cursed targets will take additional magic damage for 3 seconds. Subsequent applications of Cursed Touch will refresh its duration. As you can see in the clip, the target takes additional damage from Amumu's skill after Amumu performed a basic attack. Amumu's first skill is called Bandage Toss. Amumu launches a bandage in a line, hitting an enemy will deal magic damage to them and also stun them for 1 second. Amumu will also be pulled towards the target. Amumu's second skill is called Despair. Amumu begins weeping in an area near him, dealing magic damage to all nearby enemies per second. This is a toggled skill, meaning upon clicking on it, it will cast the skill consuming mana per second and will only stop if you click the skill again or when you run out of mana. Amumu's third skill is called Tantrum. It has a passive effect that increases Amumu's defense, reducing incoming damage. Upon clicking on the skill, Amumu deals damage to nearby enemies and slows them for 30% for 0.5 seconds. Amumu's ultimate is called Curse of the Sad Mummy. Amumu deals magic damage to enemies in a large area around him and stuns them for 2 seconds. This skill also applies Amumu's passive. This is Amumu's game-changing skill. A good set from this ult can be game over for the enemy team, for stunning a whole team for 2 seconds is enough to win a clash. Amumu is fairly weak fighting in the early game. This makes it easier for him to get counter-jungled, for he can easily be killed in early 1v1. Also he has high mana consumption, therefore he really needs the blue buff early. It's hard for Amumu to catch up when he is behind in the early game, he will become fully dependent on his team by then. Amumu's strength is in providing his team hard crowd control and area of effect damage. He also has good clear in jungling, therefore it's easier for him to rush level 5, for he can do a full jungle clear with ease. Amumu is also good on sticking with his enemies. He has a gap closer, stun and slow. He can chase and provide a good engage and disengage. He can also peel for your team's backline while doing consistent damage against the enemy team. Now, knowing Amumu's weaknesses and strengths, you should play him in a way that complements these. Since it's hard for Amumu to catch up when behind, I suggest you utilize his good clear for the early game and just rush level 5 before ganking. This will give you more kill potential when ganking and will surely pressure your enemy. When your team is ahead, you should always utilize your ult and engage fights to secure objectives. Amumu has that potential to deny the enemy from catching up. But when you are behind, I suggest you only try to pick and catch enemies, for Amumu needs to be in the middle of the fight, and when you are behind, you won't be able to tank that much damage from an enemy team. To see how effective Amumu is, here are some gameplay showing just that.
Aw, let me give you a hug.
You have slain an enemy.
Let's find some friends.
Attack this champion. You have slain an
Where are we
enemy.
going? Let me give you a hug. Aw,
Enemy slain. Retreat.
okay.
Bottom turret is under
Let's
attack.
be friends forever.
You are on
Where
a
are we
killing spree.
going? Come play with me.
Middle turret is under attack. The dragon has spawned.
Let's find some friends. Let me give you a hug.
Enemy slain. Shut down. Enemy slain.
Come play with me.
Enemy turret destroyed. Enemy
Where are we
slain.
going?
Dangerous eyes. I like that.
Let's find some friends.
Slain an enemy. Enemy slain.
Find some friends.
You have slain an enemy. Killing spree.
Let's be friends forever.
Rampage. Enemy slain. Ally slain.
Come play with me.
Engage. Slain. Enemy slain. Slain. Killing spree. Ally slain. You are on a killing spree. Double kill. Rampage. Triple kill. You are attack the turret. On my way.
Let's be friends forever.
Enemy slain. Dominating.
Where are we going?
Ally slain. Double kill. Double kill. Enemy slain. Rampage. Ally slain. Double kill. Unstoppable.
Amumu's core items will be, Liandry's Torment. This will give you more damage and you can apply it consistently since Amumu has good damage per second or DPS. Next will be Sunfire Cape. This will give you health and armor and also add up to your area of effect DPS. Next will be Relays. This will give you health and damage. This will also apply a slow for your enemies when you hit them by your skills. This is very effective especially with your second and third skill. And for Boots, if the enemy team has a lot of physical damage go for Tabis, but if they have a lot of crowd control and magic damage go for Merc Treads. Your enchantment could be the shield if you want to provide more defense for your team, but for me I prefer the stasis, for your second skill can still deal damage even when you are under stasis. And for your last two items you could choose from the following, depending on how the game is going. If your enemy got good sustain, then go for Morello's or Thornmail if they also have a lot of physical damage. If your enemy got high magic damage, go for Abyssal Mask and Adaptive Helm. You can always experiment with builds depending on your playstyle, but I suggest a balance of defense and damage is best to utilize Amumu's kit. For Keystone I take Aftershock. This gives Amumu extra defense and damage. This also works well for Amumu because he got good engage and crowd control. For the Domination, you can pick between Triumph or Weakness. Triumph if you want more sustain, then Weakness if you want more damage. For Resolve you can pick between Backbone, Hunter Titan, or Conditioning, all will be giving you defense. And lastly for Inspiration, you can pick between Pathfinder or Hunter Genius. Pathfinder if you want to maximize ganking and roaming, Hunter Genius if you prefer the cooldown reduction for your skills. Amumu's simple kit makes him stronger, for you don't need to practice him to be effective. He should be your top picks in the current meta, if you're a jungle main or not. So, how strong is Amumu? I'll let you be the one to answer that by trying him in your games. But I assure you, you can climb the ranks with Amumu. That is it for this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and be sure to check out my other videos. And remember, get wild in the Rift.